If you love peaches and cream, you will love this peaches and cream cake. This is a from scratch cake with 3 layers. It has a yellow cake on the bottom, sliced peaches, and then a cheesecake topping. This is a refrigerated cake, so it's nice and cool for summer. Let me show you how to make it. Take a large bowl and to it add 6 tablespoons of melted butter, 2 large eggs, and 1 cup of milk. Take a hand mixer and mix those ingredients together. Then we'll add in 1½ cups of all-purpose white flour, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and then 2 packages of vanilla pudding mix. Just use the dry mix, don't mix up the pudding. And these are 2 small boxes. If you'd like to, you can choose sugar-free pudding, but this is just regular sugared pudding. Mix those ingredients together well. Scrape the sides of the bowl if you need. The batter will be really, really thick, so just get that all mixed in really well. This cake bakes in a 9x13 pan, so get a baking pan and spray it with cooking spray. And then take your batter and spread it in the bottom of the pan. Now, like I said, this batter is really thick and it's kind of sticky, so it's a little bit tricky to spread in the pan, but just get it as even as possible in the bottom. Next, we'll put the peaches on. Now, if peaches happen to be in season, you can definitely use fresh sliced peaches for this cake, but today we are going to use canned peaches. So I have a 29-ounce can of sliced peaches in heavy syrup. I will go ahead and strain out that juice, but you want to save that syrup that's in the bottom because we're going to use some of that in the top layer. After most of the juice has dripped off the peaches, bring your cake batter back in and just take the peach slices and lay them flat right on top of the cake. If you don't want such big peach slices in your cake, you can always chop these up into smaller little pieces and then sprinkle them on top of the cake batter. After you've put the sliced peaches on the cake batter, it's time to mix up that cheesecake topping. So in this bowl, I have 16 ounces of cream cheese. This is at room temperature, so it's easy to mix. I'm going to blend this a little bit. Then I'll add in 1 cup of white sugar. And then you take that peach juice that you reserved and put in about 6 tablespoons of peach juice. If you use fresh peaches and don't have all of this peach syrup, you could just add in a little bit of milk, 6 tablespoons of milk, or some other liquid just to thin out your cheesecake batter a little bit. Go ahead and mix that in. If the cream cheese is sticking to the sides of the bowl, go ahead and scrape the bowl. Okay, so bring your cake pan back in and then dollop the cream cheese right on top of the peaches. We try to keep the cheesecake layer away from the edges of the pan because it will spread as it cooks. We spread the cream cheese layer to about 1/2 inch from the edge of the pan. The last step for this cake is to mix together a little bit of cinnamon and sugar to sprinkle on top. So I have about 2 tablespoons of white sugar and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. Take a fork or a whisk and just mix that together and then sprinkle it right on top. The oven is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. This cake will take about 45 minutes to bake. The center of the cake should still be just a little bit jiggly, but the cheesecake should be set on top. After this cake comes out of the oven, you'll want to let it sit at room temperature until it's cooled, and then cover it and store this cake in the refrigerator. Because of that cream cheese topping, you want to make sure you refrigerate it. It's delicious served cold, but if you'd like, you can slice it up, warm each slice, and serve it warm with a scoop of ice cream on top. I'm Julie from The Best Cake Recipes. Thanks for watching today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and check back next week for a new video.